it'd really help the committee if we could get a position from the RACQ as to what would happen if someone had an accident.
Well, I don't think I can answer on behalf of the insurance industry. I just can't, because every insurer...
Can you answer on behalf of the RACQ?
Every insurer would be treated differently, and if they are a commercial operator operating and they're not paying commercial insurance, then they may not be covered.
Could you take it on notice and ask your insurance arm to come back?
Well, that's the answer I can give you. I have asked the insurance arm, and what they've said is if they're a commercial operator, regardless of how they're doing that, and they're not insured as a commercial operator, they may not be covered.
Question. Does the RACQ insurance division, do they provide insurance to ride-sharing service who identify themselves as ride-sharing service provider?
No.
Why not?
Because it's not a regulated industry.
So even though they're identifying as a share ride service, you won't insure them?
We will insure them for private travel.
So you won't add an extra cost because of the time?
As I said earlier, I think the industry is very keen to move towards a product that will provide cover and higher premiums, probably, because they'll be doing more driving for motorists in the ride-sharing industry. But obviously it's very difficult for a very regulated industry like insurance or banking to provide those sort of services to an industry that's not currently regulated.
By way of background, the Transport Operations Passenger Transport Act 1994 and its subordinate legislation regulates vehicles licensed as taxis, people authorised to drive taxis, and operators accredited to provide taxi services. The intent of the Act is to provide the travelling public with a level of confidence in the taxi industry, safe in the knowledge that service providers and their vehicles are appropriately assessed, regulated and monitored. In addition to this, the Act is also designed to promote passenger safety, driver safety, public convenience and accessibility.
Department compliance officers have dedicated over 14,700 hours to the interception of vehicles and the collation of evidence associated with illegal taxi services. These compliance activities are essential for two key reasons. Firstly, they are crucial in ensuring that the provisions of the Act are adhered to. Those who choose not to adhere to the Act are dealt with via the enforcement mechanisms available to the Department through the Act. Secondly, by having boots on the ground and officers visible on the street carrying out these activities, compliance officers act as a deterrent to companies who operate unauthorised passenger transport services.
Just you mentioned there before, and I believe this is what you were saying, that Uber provide a taxi service without a taxi licence. Is that correct?
They're currently deemed as, under the Act, they're an unauthorised service. Our focus is on passenger safety. Our view is that people should be using those services that are authorised by the legislation, such as taxis, for those primary safety considerations.
So basically you consider it as they provide a taxi service without a taxi licence. Under the Act, does the department interpret this as breaking the law?
We believe the service is unlawful.
Yeah.
We believe it's an unauthorised service.
Anyway.
So I think you need to be more specific on that.
Are you blocking compliance investigations by the department?
Are you tracking phone,
So there have been some incidences of people using the platform outside of the terms of service, and when someone uses the platform outside of the terms of service, they're not allowed to use the platform anymore.
So your terms of service prevent main roads...
That's not what I said.
I'm asking a question. So the Department of Transport and Main Roads is prevented from undertaking compliance investigations under Queensland law because your terms of service prevent it.
That's not what I said.
You said that your...
What I said was if somebody uses the app outside of the terms of service, then they're removed from being able to use the app.
So I
don't know of the specific circumstance or the specific information to which you're referring to, so I can't answer more specifically.
It's an interesting response.